In this video, we want to help families, educators, and providers navigate the resources available to support children with disabilities who have the most intensive needs during the COVID-19 pandemic. We want to highlight resources that help you answer the question, how can I support my child's behavior, transition, and mental health needs during virtual learning? We intend the video to be a brief introduction to free resources available from 3 technical assistance centers: the National Center for Deafblindness, the TIES Center, and the National Center on Intensive Intervention, that you can explore on your own and share with others. They say it takes a village to raise a child, and families and professionals should work together to improve outcomes for children with disabilities. Meeting the needs of children with significant disabilities is challenging in most circumstances. If you are the parent of a child with intensive needs, the pandemic has likely significantly increased the challenges you face every day in caring for and educating your child. We recognize that these resources alone will not relieve all your concerns or answer all your questions. We hope that sharing this video with a team of educators and other professionals in your child's life may provide an opportunity to build upon conversations you're having to support your child while they are engaged in virtual learning or a mix of in-person and remote learning during the pandemic. Preparing your child for transition to adult life requires much preparation throughout adolescence and into young adulthood. Here are some helpful tools and activities from the National Center on Deafblindness to use at home to support both work and independent living skills. For example, this column, titled Practice Everyday Skills, offers a number of suggestions for activities that families can incorporate into daily routines to help their child develop necessary transition skills. For example, the Ready tool is a step-by-step guide for IEP transition teams, which outlines best practices and considerations for post-secondary transition, beginning prior to when the student reaches age 14. Below, you'll find templates to create portfolios, checklists, and schedules, as well as links to virtual resources like college tours and standardized test study guides. The National Center on Deafblindness also held 6 webinars on instructional strategies for children and youth who are deafblind. These webinars cover a range of topics, including establishing home routines, accessing grade-level general curriculum, and IEP development. Follow the link to find recordings and transcripts for each session. We all need to make time to prioritize self-care, especially during these challenging times. Here are some ideas to help families cultivate mindfulness and mental and emotional well-being. The National Center on Deafblindness has compiled links into this easy-to-navigate list to support families as they navigate the health and benefits service systems during this pandemic. The Distance Learning series from the TIES Center offers tips for engaging all learners during virtual instruction. Here, families and educators can gather great ideas to support students' participation in routines, academics, and interactions with their peers using online platforms. The toolbar on the left allows for easy navigation through all of the topics in the series. This school year has seen school closures and reopenings, which have impacted the predictability of routine and highlighted the need for effective supports when transitioning between school and home. This guide from the National Center on Intensive Intervention provides considerations and key practices to support students with the most intensive behavioral needs, their families, and educators to help prepare them for transitions back to school during and following the global pandemic. This webinar from the National Center on Intensive Intervention focuses on keeping students socially connected, even while physically distanced. Educators, administrators, and families will find helpful strategies to support continued social behavioral development and healthy interactions, whether virtual, in-person, or hybrid. This series of videos from the TIES Center offers resources to parents of children with significant disabilities to help support learning in the home. Parents will find these videos helpful as they highlight tips for establishing effective routines, building communication skills, and supporting academic progress with a focus on continued learning during home learning and virtual instruction. This guide from the National Center on Intensive Intervention
includes practical ways for families and educators to team up to support students with disabilities at school and at home. There are a number of resources included within the guide, as well as strategies to monitor progress and inspire mental and emotional well-being in both the home and school settings. We hope you found this video a useful guide to resources that may help answer your questions about supporting your child's behavior, transition, and mental health needs during virtual learning. If you are a parent, you may want to share this video with the team of educators and other professionals in your child's life, so that together you can make sure that your child receives the support they need to learn and grow during the pandemic and beyond.